So welcome to Gourmet. I'm back in the Culinary Education Centre and we're talking about okra again. This is a fun and healthy take on fried okra, and it utilises just 4 ingredients. The okra itself, you want, instead of just smaller okra, you're really looking for at least medium and to large size, not overly large. For this recipe you will need 8 ounces of okra, 2 tablespoons of mustard, such as a yellow or a Dijon, 1 tablespoon of honey, and 1 cup of ground walnuts. So you want to remove part of the stem, and I tend to think of the stem as having a shoulder, and I want to take it down to about that shoulder. After cutting the okra stems, you want to get about 2 tablespoons of mustard. I like to use a Dijon mustard, and then a tablespoon of honey, and I'm using the Williams honey from Franklin, just south of Nashville. And so as you whisk this together, it's going to create more of a sauce, much like a honey mustard dipping sauce. The honey's going to really balance nicely with the walnuts in this dish, and the mustard is a great combination with okra. Toss the okra, and I'm just getting that evenly coated, and this is what the ground walnuts will stick to. So you'll want to use raw walnuts, because if they're already cooked or roasted or toasted, they're going to go back into the oven again and they'll become overly cooked, in fact probably burnt. And then you want to put them in a food processor and grind them until they resemble fine breadcrumbs. If they're too large, you'll find it hard for them to stick to the okra. You just need to toss them together until they're lightly coated. And so grease a baking pan and then space the okra out evenly on the pan. And continue with a few okra at a time. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees, and if you have the option of using a fan, turn it on to convection. Place it on the middle rack and set the timer for 8 minutes. After 8 minutes, take them out of the oven and give them a spray with some pan spray. That'll just enhance the oven frying action. And then turn them over 180 degrees. Then we'll put them back in for another 6 or 8 minutes. So I've cooked it another 6 to 8 minutes. I went on about 8 minutes for this. Let's see how they're doing. You can see we've got some nice crispy brown pieces, not too dark, otherwise you'd have a burnt flavour to the walnuts. And then the okra has turned from a bright green to a dull green, and so that will indicate that the okra is sufficiently cooked as well. Enjoy straight from the oven and serve with a dipping sauce such as a sweet chilli or a remoulade, or just simply on their own. Click next recipe for a short video on Southern style fried okra.